Hi, Joyce Kinmont here, and today I'd like to talk about the Utah legislature. We are in session now. It's the 9th of February 2016. We are it's Tuesday, so we're just beginning the early part of our third week. And we have an excellent website in Utah, so I would like to show you that and encourage you to follow some bills here. And if you're in a different state, do it anyway, but then you maybe would be more excited about doing your own state too. We're going to use a bill that has been introduced into the legislature as our example as we go through the website. And I have to tell you, you're learning this from somebody who really is not professional at this at all. And I'm just a mom trying to work my way through here, grandma actually. The bill is a truancy related bill. In this state, a parent can be charged with a Class B misdemeanor if the children are truant from school. And that can involve fines and jail time. So let's go. This picture is the House of Representatives in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I'm going to go to the website, which is LE, as in legislature, le.utah.gov. And so we'll call that up. And let me make it big here. And this is the front page. And on this, I'll use a pointer so you can see. Over here we have a drop-down menu. And you can look up legislators or bills or committees or the code or the Utah Constitution. The Senate has their own page. You can go there. You can go to the House. And this legislative guide is the educational part. And I'll just show you a couple of slides here in how a bill becomes a law. It begins with an idea. And either the legislator has an idea because he has an area of expertise, and that's what he would talk about. So the idea might come from him, and it might come from a constituent. This is our case now. This bill that we're going to talk about today came about because parents were getting really tired of the harassment of the compulsory education law that makes it criminal for their children to miss school. And so good students are missing family weddings and competitive opportunities and many different things that would be really good for them to attend, but the threat of the truancy stops it. And so some of them went to see a legislator who was willing to carry the bill for them, and that's how our bill today started. Other bills are introduced by special interests or lobbyists or state or local government. Those are the machine bills, I guess I call them, because these people have big organizations. They have resources. They have staff. They have all these people who can help them get their bill through, and they work all year long on it. Where the citizens are people who work or raise children during the day, and so it's a little harder for us to get anything done. First thing that happens is a bill file is created, and that just means that our senator who's carrying the bill went in to the offices and said, I need a bill slot, and they give him a space to put his bill in, and they give him a number. In our case, it's number 45, Senate Bill 45. And so he got in there fairly early, and the slot is there, and then he can determine at some point what he wants to call the bill if he doesn't already know. And then it goes through a process. It goes to the attorneys, the state attorneys, and they contact the legislator and talk to him about his bill, and then they write the bill. And then it goes out into the legislature itself, and in this case it would go to the Senate. So I want to go out of this now, and you can go through and read this yourself. But I want to show you with a real bill. So our bill, and I want to go back. guess it doesn't matter. We can go here now. Our bill is Senate Bill, and I don't have to capitalize it, and 45, I don't have to put the zeros in there, but that's our bill. So we're going to call it up here, and there it is. Now this over here, this check mark is under the word track, which means I'm tracking that bill. I signed up for a tracking service, and it's on the website. It doesn't cost anything or anything, and I'll show you in a minute how to do that. So anytime that bill moves from one place to another, I will be notified. This is our bill number. This is our sponsor, Senator Jackson, and then because he's in the Senate, somebody has to sponsor it in the House as well. So the secondary sponsor is Jake Anderegg. And the short title is Compulsory Education Revisions. We're hoping to revise something there. And then over here, we're told where it is. It's on the second reading calendar in the Senate. So really, it hasn't actually been on the floor for discussion yet. It's only been, they start in committees. Okay, now let's go into the bill itself. And here is our senator, Senator Jackson. So let's look at him first. The Senate has a nice website page, and so here's our senator. He's District 14. He's been in the legislature since 2014. So he's got lots of energy, lots of good ideas. He's been a great senator. Unfortunately, his family is moving back to the East Coast where they came from. His son has a scholarship to play basketball for Duke University, and so we are losing Senator Jackson. These are the committees that he serves on. This is his, there's the email is there, and then his personal career information. And then these are the districts, because Senate districts are bigger than House districts. So those are the House districts that fall within his Senate district. And there, if you click on that, will be all the legislation that he is a sponsor for. So these will all be Senate bills that he will be carrying. Okay, and we want to go to the other sponsor now. And okay, we'll just click out of him and we'll go to Representative Anderegg. Now, I think that the Senate has the classiest website, but here's his, and that's the problem is I need to make this bigger so you can see Senator Anderegg. So you might want to recognize him if you choose to watch video. You can watch video when they're on the floor. And if you've got a laptop too and a computer, you can watch both the House and the Senate at the same time if you want to. Okay, Senator Anderegg, he's from Lehigh, which is in Utah County. And there's his education and so forth. You've seen the picture, so I'm going to pull this down a little bit. And there is a place somewhere for his current legislation that's right here, is that. So at least I assume that's what that is. Yes, okay. So then let's go back to the page here. Over here is the drafting attorney who wrote the bill. And then it goes to a fiscal analyst, and they figure out how much this bill is going to cost the citizens. And then here are the links for the tracking. I've already tracked this bill, so my link says, do I want to stop the tracking? No, I sure don't. Yours will just say tracking, and then you put your email in there. And this tracking page means I can go look at the list of all the bills that I'm tracking. This is the text of the bill if it's different than what you're looking at here, because the most current bill will be here. This one's been introduced, but it could be changed, it could be substituted, things could happen, so you might have a list there. We're starting with the simple, easy bill. And then if you want to read what that fiscal note was, there it is. And similar bills, and then these are the sections of the code. Now on this bill, I went in, and one of these sections goes actually to our homeschool law, and I think it was 102. If it's not, it was 101. And you might want to go in and read that. Utah has a very good homeschool law, and you might want to go in and check that out. So it's also listed in the bill here. And this is the long title here. The bill eliminates criminal penalties. Did I read you the title of the bill? Let me go back and do that real fast. It's called Compulsory Education Revisions. Okay, that's pretty general. And so then they have a long title. This bill eliminates criminal penalties for a parent of a truant school-age child. And the highlights of the bill are that it eliminates criminal penalties for a parent of a truant age school, and it makes some technical changes, which just come about because we're changing the language, and so we're taking things out, and then we just kind of have to fix it up. There's nothing new really being added here. So we have 3 different kinds of fonts, and you see this is the regular font. This is the bill. This is the code as it was originally called up and then put into a bill. That part that is underlined, like this is something new that's going to be added, and the parts that are crossed out here are the parts that will go should this bill be passed. So all they're doing is taking out those definitions from another area and putting in something, just patching up the grammar. So then here are some lines that say it is a Class B misdemeanor for the parent and school-age child to intentionally or recklessly fail to meet the designated school authorities if they're called to a meeting. And then this one says it's a Class B misdemeanor for a parent to intentionally, recklessly fail to enroll in a school-age minor in school unless the school-age minor is exempt from enrollment under Section 531102 and 11025. So those are the school ones, and that's why I wanted to check that out. They took that out. Is it in this bill somewhere else? And yes, it is. So we're still covered. I didn't want them to just sneak around there, and they wouldn't do that on purpose. Okay, and all of that goes. And then this is just the regular information, the bill, the code that was already there. And we're taking one more line out here. That's all. Very simple bill, 162 lines is all. Easy to read with your family. And this bill will bring some really interesting conversation, because is compulsory education right or wrong? When is it good? When is it wrong? Why is it good? Why is it wrong? What are the principles involved? Okay, now let's go back up to the top here. And I just want to show you a couple more things. This says bill text. That's where we are. Then we can go to the status, and that's the bill's history. And beginning with the 17th of December, when Senator Jackson said, I need a bill. I need a slot to put a bill in. And he got a number. And whether he gave him a title, I don't know. Doesn't matter. And then it was publicly distributed, so then it's got a title then. And then it goes through legislative research. Those are the lawyers, and then it goes to the fiscal analyst, and then it's introduced into the state, which means, or Senate, which means it goes to the Senate leadership, and this is the official introduction, and it goes to the Rules Committee, and they decide which committee should investigate this bill, and it's a no-brainer here. It goes to the Senate Education Committee. And in the Senate in Education Committee, that is recorded. It's audio recorded, and you can listen to that. It's still there. It's still up, and it will go there. So in the committee, it was actually approved, and even received a favorable recommendation, which is like an A+. So that was a good thing. And then it was sent over to the Senate leadership again, and it's on what they call the second reading calendar. So in the picture here, if we can get the camera over, move the camera over here, on somewhere up here, and I don't know if this is an old picture because I don't see it, but they have electronic boards with the bills listed on them so that they can keep track of what's coming, and there's always behind the scenes manipulation of what bill gets in when, and so our bill could this is the House, but there's a Senate, and our bill could sit in the Senate for a long time, or they might push it through, and we will see what happens. Okay, now I want to take you to the hearing The Senate Education Committee meets twice a week. And I guess we're going to go here. And this was their first meeting. And there's a list. And it says right here, view the list. So we could go down and see what things they did, what bills they talked about that first meeting. The second meeting is the one where they talked about 45. So I've been looking at that, so it's pulled down. Now we can go listen to that meeting in a number of ways. We can go through any of these. This one will take us to the agenda, and this one will take us to the meeting, the minutes of the meeting, and this one will take us directly to the recording itself. So if I click and go in on, because we want to listen to just this specific bill, right now we're not listening to everything, so I click on 45 and it will take us to the page with the recording, which is slowly loading. They've been kind of busy today. Okay, so it says here Senate Education Committee, and
in school, based on what the government perceived as good excuses or not, to me is over the top for the government to be in that position. So doing some research of...
So when we checked in at Bill 45, and we didn't listen to all of that, and we won't go all the way to the end. This was the most exciting one. And here are the minutes of that meeting, so we have to go down to number 45. Let's see, it should be on page 2. It was right in the middle. Okay, here's the compulsory education. Let me make this bigger. Okay. The compulsory education revisions. First, Senator Jackson explains the bill to the committee, and then the committee asks him questions about it, and they did some of that, and then these people were the ones who spoke in favor of the bill. Parents, a mother, a student intern for Eagle Forum. Eagle Forum is the best organization at the legislature, Utah Eagle Forum. You can look up their website, and they have student interns who come up. They take off 45 days of they're all homeschoolers, because if you're not a homeschooler, you can't get that kind of time off school. So they're mostly homeschoolers. They come up and they help out by going into meetings and taking notes and running errands, and they do a really good job. They're sharp kids. They always dress nicely, and they have a really good reputation up there. Unfortunately, other kids are not able to do that, and that would be a long time off school. So we had them, and Marianne Christensen did come in and testify on this bill. She's the Utah Eagle Forum. And also Sutherland Institute supports that bill, and that's another really good organization in Utah. Stan Rasmussen, great guy. And another mother. And then there were two people who spoke against the bill, and I bet you can't guess who they were. The State Office of Education and the Utah Education Association, the union. And then after they speak, Senator Stevenson, after they speak, then in here, it's not listed, but Senator Jackson gets to make closing remarks, a summation, and he gets the last word there. And then Senator Stevenson moved to pass the bill out favorably, and it passed with one opposition vote, Senator DeBackus. Now I suggest there are other places to find the committee that have links, and you'll get links right away. If we can go to the agenda, well, on that other page we could have, the agenda has, well, it may not have links either because it's, okay. Anyway, you can go, you'll find them somewhere on the committee, search for the committee, and look up all these people, and there we go. Okay, same things, not links. Look up all these people, and you'll see what their backgrounds are and what they've done, and why would they vote pro or for or against this bill. And when you listen, you don't always get the names because sometimes you miss them, but I want to point out Stevenson. We have two Stevensons. Howard Stevenson is the one who makes some very scathing remarks in his discussion about that. Mark Manson is always very pro-family, very conservative man. And this won't be on his biography there, but he is a grandson of President Benson, so you know what his blood is like. And those are the most conservative, I think, of the group there. So look them up. And also, look at what other bills they sponsor. That tells you a lot about them. Look at some of the bills that Senator Milner is sponsoring. And that's very interesting. There's plenty to talk about here, to have family discussions about, and tell your friends to do this. And especially people who live in Utah and are having this these bills in our legislature, and you're having the same kind of things in yours, I'm sure. Okay, so there we are. Have a good time with this, and lots of good discussion. Get your kids involved, get the neighbor kids involved, and if you have thoughts about, okay, this is why it's good, this is why it's bad, this is what we should do, this is what we shouldn't do, and send them to Senator Jackson if these might be ideas that would help him in defending this bill. And send me a copy, and I'll post it on our mailing list so that everybody can hear what people are saying. And have fun with it and stay with it. And, you know, let's get on the Lord's side. Let's get with our Constitution, our principles. Let's get steady, get our testimony, have that testimony recorded somewhere on earth so that it is also recorded somewhere on the other side. And because, you know, things are only going to get harder, so we don't know whether we'll necessarily win elections and win in legislatures, but we want to be able to call down the powers of heaven. So we have to have it right in our own heads and hearts. So have at it. Thanks. Bye.